All right, so today we're going to be talking about authorization and APIs. So the first API that we're going to be talking about, the only API that we're going to be talking about in class is the Twilio API. And this is a communications API. So as you see down here, it says you can do SMS, you can do web chat, push notifications, etc. So let's go ahead and sign up. So I'm going to sign up with my NJIT email address. And I'm going to enter a password here. And then I'm going to accept these terms and then click the free trial. And great, I have signed up. You don't have to worry too much about payment or anything like that. It is going to ask you to verify your email. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And now that I've verified myself on a different computer, it should be all set. Let's take a look. Oh, not yet. Great. Now I believe I should, it's going to ask me to verify a phone number. So now I'm going to verify a phone number. So now I have to figure out what my phone number is, and you can just use your personal phone number for this. They're not going to text you or anything like that. So go ahead and put your phone number in here. Cool. So I'm going to verify that phone number, and then it's going to send a code to me. And now I'm going to input that, 297. Okay. And now we've signed up. Now you can go through here and go through this process. Basically, we're going to send and receive a text message at first, let's say. And now you're going to go into your dashboard, and I'm going to actually hide the dashboard for now. The reason is the dashboard is actually going to contain some valuable information inside of it. For example, the dashboard is going to contain information about your authorization keys, so your API keys and things like that. Those are pretty much the password they're about as valuable as your password is. So you don't want other people to see it, and I don't want you to be able to see it. So once we log into there, the dashboard is going to have those secret keys inside of it. So that was the first step. We want to get signed up. I'll give you a moment to catch up here. And then from there, we're going to use our authorization keys inside of our AWS Cloud 9 setup. All right, so now we're going to be setting up a system where we can actually send SMSs using Twilio. So let's go ahead and get our AWS Cloud 9 set up. And then as usual, we're just going to make a new folder. So we're going to make a high-level directory called lect5. We're going to cd into that. Cd into lect5. And then let's make a new file called Twilio text demo.py. And then let's open that up. Great. And before we can get started with Twilio, we're going to have to actually install it. So we're going to run pip install Twilio. And if that doesn't work, again, you can run sudo pip install. And if pip isn't recognized, you can do pip3 install or sudo pip3 install. And one of those three should work theoretically. Sweet. Now if we do which, I don't think which Twilio will work. I'm going to check. No, it does not work because Twilio is a Python library, so it's not actually in your path. Great. So now I'm just going to follow these quick start instructions, basically. I'm obscuring lines 3 to 15 because they actually contain my private key, and I don't want to show you that. So I'm just going to type this out. So from twilio.rest import client. I'm pretty much just copying and pasting stuff. This is insecure. This is something that they basically said. So we shouldn't be doing it this way, but it should say your account SID goes here. Here, and then you also have your auth token to do here, and we can figure out how to get those replaced later. And then let's see, you have your client equals client account sid comma auth token. Okay, let's just start. Well, I'll go ahead and type out what we have for messages too. So it looks something like this. So now they have inside of here, they have the following parameters: some text message, and then they have from underscore equals something. So this is going to be your Twilio phone number. And then the 2 is going to be whatever phone number you want, but this has to be the phone number that, so this Twilio phone number is not the number, not the registration number. So I'll show you how to get that in just a sec. And then this number is going to be your registration number. So for my case, it's going to be 650, whatever I put in here. So let's go ahead and write that, and then it should say print message.sid. Great. Right now, if we try running this, and we're going to try running this in just a second, it's not going to work. And the reason is these auth tokens aren't the real auth tokens. So just to prove that, I'm going to try running it. And it says the requested resource was not found. Great. So something weird is happening, and it's because the auth token was broken, basically. So let's go ahead and actually fill these in. I'm not going to demo filling this in right now, just because I don't want you to see those numbers or anything. But let's go ahead and take a second to fill these in locally, and then I'll show you how to do that in a more secure way once we fill that in. So now we have several different blanks that we want to fill in. We have this account sid, we have this auth token, we have our from number, and I said it's the Twilio phone number, and we have a to number. So the easiest blank to fill in is our to number, and that's just going to be whatever phone number you signed up using. So this was a phone number I made up, and this is the one that we will be using, that I used to sign up for Twilio. The from number is the next easiest. So, or before we do that, let's just fill in the body. Let's say this is hello world from Twilio. And then the from number, keep in mind again, this from has an underscore. So it's from underscore, whereas nothing else has an underscore. No idea why, that's just how they did it in the demo. We're gonna find this from number by signing up for a trial number on Twilio. So if you go to the dashboard, you go to twilio.com/console, it's going to take you to this dashboard. I'm super zoomed in so that you can't see my account sid or anything like that. So from here, we're going to click this big red button that says get a trial number. And this is going to come with a number that is free, and you can basically use this for voice, SMS, and MMS. So let's just go ahead and choose this number. So we've chosen this number here, and then we're just going to copy and paste that here, basically. And we're going to put some pluses in and format it. So basically it's going to be 10 digits, it's going to be a string, and it's going to have a plus in front of it. And then lastly, all we're going to do is go back to our console, and then you can find your account sid down here and your auth token as well. And then you're going to go ahead and throw those in. For now, you can just put them in plain text, and then in the next video, I'll show you what we can do to make it more secure. So one thing that I just thought about is when you're doing the Twilio API for the from and to phone numbers, if you're putting a plus in, you actually need to put a country code in. So the US country code is 1. So for the from, you're always going to have +1206 or whatever, like +1, whatever your phone number is. For the 2, it's whatever your personal country code is. For most of us, it's going to be the US, so that's +1. For some of you outside the US, it might not be +1, it might be something else as well. So make sure you put the +1 in there, or sorry, you put the plus and then the country code in. For the from, again, it's going to be a 1. For the 2, it might not be a 1, it's whatever your country code is. And then once you get the account SID and auth token filled in, you can just go down here and do Python Twilio text demo.py. You shouldn't see this exception. You should be able to create it once you've filled these numbers in. So at this point, I went into my console, grabbed my API keys, and filled them into the textdemo.py file that we had, which all of you should have done by now. I've hidden it again just so that you don't see it. And now I'm just going to run Python Twilio textdemo.py. And it says that something happened. It sent this thing. And if I go here, then this is awesome. It shows that I actually had a Twilio hello world from Twilio, and that is exactly what we're looking for. So great job. That was the end of our first demo with our Twilio text numbers. You can do a lot of powerful things with Twilio. You can send MMS messages. You can also go ahead and send automated calls. You can even respond to calls. You can have set like auto dialers. It's a very, very powerful tool. Unfortunately, it's not fully free. It's pretty cheap, but it's not fully free. That it is a very powerful tool, but it's not fully free beyond the trial account. Now that we've been able to set that up, the next step that we're going to focus on is how we can actually hide our API keys so that we don't necessarily have to have them in plain text, because like we've already talked about, that's super insecure, and we don't want to be checking in code to like any repositories or anything with some of our secret keys. So the next step is how we're going to hide those API keys so that we don't use them necessarily in plain text.